Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Cheyenne and I am a tarot reader and a witch. And today I wanted to do a reading about what makes you attractive. Okay, so this is going to be me hyping you up in this video, looking at all of the things that people find attractive about you, right? And this is just in general. Of course, you can apply it to like a love life or whatever it is, but this is just in general what people find attractive about you. So I have three different piles for you to choose from. I have pile number 1 with this piece of green fluorite. Fluorite is a crystal that is often associated with memory and focus. And then I have pile number 2 here, which has this piece of moonstone. And moonstone for me is very connected to the divine feminine and honoring that part of ourselves. And for pile number 3 here, I have this beautiful piece of orange calcite. Orange calcite is a wonderful stone for energy, right? It looks like an orange, citrus, like all of that. And it's very energizing and beautiful. So I will have timestamps listed down below for group number 1, group number 2, and group number 3. While you are kind of deciding on which one to pick, I'm going to cleanse the space here. So while I am doing this, I just want you to focus in on these 3 piles and go with what is drawing you in. More than likely, you've already probably had one that's been calling to you. So just go with that pile. Whatever you feel kind of tugging you forward or that's caught your eye is normally the best pile to go for. Now, if you find that your pile is not resonating with you, then of course you can pick another pile or watch the whole video and pick up on what resonates and leave the rest behind. I do have my Etsy shop listed down below if you would like to book a personal reading with me. And I also have my other YouTube channel listed, which is my witchy channel. I talk about all things tarot. If you enjoy your reading, I would love a subscribe. This channel is newer and I'm really proud of it so far, but I would love if you would join us here on this channel. So with all of that being said, we are going to get on to pile number 1 here. Hello, group number 1. If you chose this pile, this reading is for you. So we're going to look at what makes you attractive. So I've already pulled 2 cards here for you. So we have the Strategizer and we have Surrender. Wow, this is interesting to me because it's kind of like 2 ends of the spectrum. So I feel like with you, you're somebody who very much tries to plan things out in your life. Like you are somebody who thinks about things a lot and seems put together, right? I feel like people find that attractive about you because they find that you seem like somebody who has their shit together, right? Like you are always planning the next step, or you're somebody who's like prepared a lot. Whether that's financially, you save money more than maybe other people, or whatever it may be, you're kind of like the planner. But I love that we have Surrender here because that makes me think that even though you are somebody who likes to have control, who likes to think things through, you don't hold on to it so tightly and so strongly that it causes, things to go awry in your life. Like you know when it's time to let go and when it's time to surrender, and when you can't control everything, you recognize that and you don't hold on to things so tightly, even though you are somebody who likes to have control. Like I love that in this photo we have somebody who's playing chess, right? They're thinking about their next move, possibly thinking about the next 2 or 3 moves that they're going to make. And I definitely see you as somebody like that. But what makes you attractive is that you also go with the flow, okay? As much as you're a planner, when things are out of your control, you go with it. You surrender to the universe. You step back and go like, I don't have any control over the situation. I'm not going to force it. I also, like, I love this kind of blue, this pale blue color that's kind of here and then also in the chessboard. You're calming to those around you. Something about your aura and your presence is calming. And so that makes you attractive as well, because people are drawn to you for your calming tendencies. And again, I feel like it has to do a little bit with seeming so put together and so polished that people are attracted to you in that way, because you seem like somebody who is more wise or has things figured out a little bit more than others. And you know, we all know that we're all kind of winging it constantly. And even though you might feel like you're doing that, how you present yourself to others kind of is the opposite of that. Like, you seem like somebody who has things figured out a little bit more than maybe the rest of us, right? But very calming, very like neutral. Like, I feel like in friend groups or with people around you, you're kind of the mediator. Like, I get that kind of a vibe from you. You are the one that people go to for like a fair ruling in the matter. Like, you look at both sides and you kind of share your opinion, which is not biased in any way. It's just looking at the whole situation and giving your ideas and your thoughts, and it's very like well thought out. So you're very much like the mediator between your friends, which is just like the peacemaker, kind of the common ground where people can go to if fighting or anything is going on. So that is what makes you very attractive right off the bat. So I'm going to move these out of the way, and I'm going to shuffle some tarot cards just to get some more aspects of you. Okay, so I have 4 cards here for you, so I'm just going to take a look at these. So we have Judgment, 10 of Pentacles, the Hermit, 4 of Cups. Yeah, so this just, I feel like, makes so much sense for you. So let's start over here with Judgment. Judgment is about hearing the call and accepting that it's time to level up in our lives, right? There are times in life where we have an option to stay the same, stay stagnant, stay in our own kind of ways, or we're given insight into how our life has brought us to where we are now. And, you know, things maybe we can process it, things we've done wrong, things we've done right. And it gives us an opportunity to then to change and to go down a new path, to elevate ourselves in some way. And I feel like you're somebody who's constantly bettering themselves. You crave to be better. You're not somebody who's constantly stuck in their ways. And I love that, you know, we have surrender, because even though you're somebody who likes to have things a certain way, and you know, that might, because you like to have control over things or you like to plan things, that often causes us to be stiff and not want to change, right? Because we can't always control change. But with surrender, it's really beautiful because you understand that you can't control everything. And so you let go when that is necessary to be able to get to that next level. Like, you're not afraid to sit in the uncomfortable, if that makes sense. And people see that about you. I love that 10 of Pentacles is here. This is such a beautiful depiction of this card. So I feel like you're somebody that's either in a long-term relationship or you're perpetually single because you aren't looking for something like quick and fast or just like a fling. You want something long lasting. Like when people look at you, they see somebody that is going to have either a long-term successful relationship or none at all. Like you're very much in control of that part of your life. Like you do not want to let anybody in that's not going to be anything less than like a lifelong thing. Like people look at you as somebody who's very stable, very put together. This is like, if people imagine a life with you, it's lifelong, where you have children together, you build a legacy together, you have grandchildren together. Like, I love this person we have depicted here. Like, this is how I see you, right? Like the matriarch of this family. You're like the pillar of strength. Again, I see you as like a mediator, and I see this other card over here that kind of talks about that as well. But you're somebody who is seen as very stable and could create a whole legacy through your life of family and friends and people who are so invested in you. Like, it's beautiful. So when people look at you, they don't see somebody that they have a fling with. Like, I feel like some people find this attractive about you, but it might repel some people who aren't necessarily looking for that, because when they're like, oh, that's wifey material, that's husband material, that's like how they view you, is somebody who, oh, that's somebody I can settle down with, but that's not necessarily what I'm looking for right now. Like, that is very attractive about you. There's something about you that's either like very like mothering, but not in a way that's super soft. It's just like, again, how you were kind of the mediator. Like, you're just somebody who would be fair and would be a good parent or be a good wife or husband or whatever, because you are so fair and you look at both sides and you don't waver with a decision, which is also attractive about you. And then I love that we have the Hermit here, because the Hermit is about going on a journey by yourself. So this makes me think that you're very independent, right? You have a lot of people who look up to you, friends, family, whatever it is. But for the most part, you're very independent. You don't need other people. You can be alone. And people see that, and they see that you choose to be alone sometimes, right? It's not like you're just lonely and you don't have anybody. It's more like you choose to be alone, and they find that attractive about you because they know that you can take your space and be independent, and you don't constantly need people around to thrive, right? Sometimes you just want to be by yourself. Also, the Hermit is somebody who goes on a inner journey and introspection. You look within. And again, with the Judgment card, you're somebody, again, who's very into bettering yourself. You look within yourself. You try to look at all of the things that you might need to improve. And so that's important, because I also feel like you're self-aware in that way. You don't look at all of only the good parts of yourself, right? You look at the bad parts too, and you figure out, okay, well, how can I improve on this? Which, again, very attractive to people. And then with the Four of Cups here, I feel like to you, this might seem like, you know, something that you don't like about yourself, or something you worry about is being bored with life, or just like feeling like disenchanted with life, or that you just don't, I don't know, like sometimes you feel like things are a little bit bland, or you don't have anything exciting in life. I feel like maybe because of the way you live your life and how you like things a certain way, sometimes things can get a little bit boring. But I feel like other people see you a little bit detached, and they find that attractive about you, because you don't seem like somebody who's overly caring, overly emotional. Again, you just seem like a fair kind of middle ground. You're not like an extreme one way or the other. Again, I just get this like serene. Again, we have like these beautiful blues all throughout this reading, which is very calming to me. It's like your presence is calming, because you're not like over the top crazy all the time, and you're not like boring. You have this like middle ground that I feel like is so consistent that people know exactly what they're going to get when they interact with you, which is attractive. All right, so that's what I kind of see here. I'm going to pull a few more oracle cards just to get a few more things about you. pulled 2 cards. Let's see what they have to say. Jupiter, grow and expand. Yeah, definitely. Protection. So, again, you're somebody who wants to constantly improve with grow and expand. You're wanting to grow. You're wanting to not stay in the same stuck energy, which this makes a little bit more sense to me now, because I feel like, you know, you do get bored easily, or you do get like, I don't know, you like to change things up. Like, you do want to keep improving and expanding, because once you kind of accomplish something, I feel like it loses its interest to you. Like, you're more focused on the next thing, right? And I love that protection is here, because again, I feel so like calm in your energy and safe. So people find you as a safe haven, as protection, as somebody who, again, like with the energy I was seeing, that you kind of have your shit together, I feel like, a little bit more than other people. So people feel safer around you because you seem a little bit more grown up, or a little bit more of an adult than the rest of us. So yeah, very, very beautiful energy for you, group number 1. So this is what I see for you as to what makes you attractive. If this reading resonated with you, I would love to hear feedback down below in the comments section. Again, if you would like a personal reading from me, I do offer them down in the description box in my Etsy shop. I want to thank you so much for allowing me to read for you today, and I hope you're having a magical day, and I'm going to get on to group number 2 now. Hello, group number 2. If you chose this pile, this reading is for you. We have this beautiful moonstone crystal. So we're going to look at what makes you attractive. So I've pulled 2 cards for you. So we're going to look at these first. So we have Hypocrite and we have Space. So I feel like you're somebody who is not a hypocrite, right? I feel like this is very much showing up in the opposite, or the reversed meaning of this. I feel like you're somebody who is very true to your word, like almost to a fault sometimes, but like if you say something, you mean that thing, right? And so I feel like that makes you very attractive, because people know if you say something, you mean that, and you don't waver from that. And I love that we have Space here, because it makes me feel like you're somebody who takes your time with things. There's something about you, though, that's kind of like a void. Like, I don't know, you suck people in. There's something like attractive about that. Like, I love the black, because the black is very much like you almost want to get lost in it. So I very much get that kind of energy with you, is like you want to get lost in your presence, just because you're so like magnetic with, you know, the Space card. I don't know, I get a little bit like, so the energy I'm feeling right now in your energy is very like kind of nervous. So I feel like you might make people nervous, but in like an exciting way. So something about your presence is very all encompassing, all consuming, very kind of commanding and a little bit scary, right? But that's attractive, right? People like that. They get drawn to that. They like the thrill. They like the scare, right? It's almost like the thrill you get from watching a scary movie. Like, that's how I feel right now. I don't know. It's like I feel like people don't always know what's going to come out of your mouth. Like, they know that what you say is going to be something you truly believe, but I feel like people don't always know exactly what's going to come out of your mouth. And again, that's like that thrill aspect to you. It's like something, I don't know what's going to go on here, but I'm intrigued all the same. Your energy is very, very, very interesting. I almost feel like you might be somebody who either goes through like friends or people, or like cycles through them. Like I feel like you're not stuck in the same friend group all of the time. Like I feel like you're constantly trying to fill the space, right? With new people, new ideas, new creative projects, whatever it is. So you might be like a Gemini energy. Like there's something about you that's a little bit like, I don't know, you like to move to different things, right? You don't like to be stuck in the same group of people or same project or whatever. You kind of like to move around, be social with different people, things like that. But yeah, there's something about you that's a little bit spooky, and that attracts people. Like it's very attractive. There's something about you that's just like, it's almost like I can't even put my finger on it. Like there's something about you that just draws people in that is a little bit hard to explain other than the feeling that I'm getting. It's like the anticipation, right? That's how I feel in your energy right now. So I'm going to pull some tarot cards just to get some more idea of what makes you attractive. All right, so I have 4 cards here. Let's take a look at what we have. 2 of Cups, the Star, Knight of Swords, 6 of Cups. A lot of watery energy, so I feel like you could possibly be a water sign here. As much as people, like you might kind of cycle through friends or whatever it may be, I feel like you are a good friend. Like people can come to you at any point in time. And I feel like when there's something about you, you might possibly be a little bit like self-deprecating, I feel like, or kind of looking at the shitty parts of life, or like you're not afraid to shy away from like jokes about like death or how messed up our world is or something like that. But I feel like that makes you attractive because it's like, even though the world is the way it is and you talk about that, it's almost like you are still enjoying life. So people see that as kind of like hopeful, because it's like, even though the world's like this, like you remind them the world is very much this messed up place. You then have a good time and it's like, okay, well, even though it's messed up, like we're out here, we're having a good time, it's kind of like that. And we have the 2 of Cups here, and this is normally like a soulmate card. But I almost, with the 2 different, I almost get like you have 2 different kind of personalities. Like there's 2 different sides to you with this card. But you're very much like married to those 2, those 2 parts of you are married together. Like they work together, whatever it is. So I'm getting like Gemini vibes, it doesn't have to be kind of air sign or water sign. It's just constantly like in this card, we have like the sun and the moon. So I feel like you're very like polar opposite sometimes, but you bring those 2 sides of yourself together very well, right? Like I feel like sometimes you're calm, sometimes you're a little bit out there, which is okay, but that makes you attractive. So the Star here is, again, that hope I was talking about. Like I feel like people look to you for hope and things like that. I also feel like you're in like the spotlight a lot. Like I don't know if you're always the topic of conversation with your friends, or like you like to be the center of attention, I think, but nobody else is able to fill that space, and so you kind of take precedence. Like I don't know if they film you a lot or you're on camera a lot with your friends, just like messing around, but yeah, you kind of, there's something about your presence that's like so all-encompassing that when you're around, nobody else can really take the spotlight. Like you're the center of attention, which again, it makes you attractive because nobody else, like, you can't focus on anybody else when you're around. We have Knight of Swords, which this is the part of you that I feel like is a little bit different. Like, I feel like you might be a little bit impulsive. I don't think you always think through things all of the time. Like, I do think that you just go for stuff. And again, that's like this, there's this spontaneous energy about you that people enjoy, right? Like I was talking about, people don't always know what's going to come out of your mouth. People don't always know what you're going to do, but that makes you fun to be around because you're constantly wanting to do something new, something different, without necessarily thinking about it. So the Knight of Swords is like going towards something, but you're not really thinking too much about the outcome. And then we have Six of Cups. So something about you is nostalgic and reminds people of the past. Just being with you. So I don't know if you've had a lot of long-time friendships that you still hang out with now and then, but being around you is kind of like a nostalgic thing for some people, and that's what they find attractive about you, is that, and again, I don't know if maybe you bring up the past a lot or you talk about things from the past, but there's something about you related to the past and maybe childhood. Like, I also feel like maybe you make jokes about like childhood trauma or you talk about that with people. And so, yeah, there's something about you that can be relatable in that way. Like, you talk about things from your past that are messed up, but you use it as kind of a coping mechanism, and you use it to talk about it with other people and to relate to them in that way. So I'm going to pull a few more oracle cards for you just to see what else makes you attractive. All right, so I have two cards here, so let's see what they say. We have the Novice, innocence, beginner, ignorance, new skill without practice, unstable curiosity. Oh my God, I feel like that makes such sense for you in this reading. Scorpio, intensity, exposing, purging, and renewing. So again, I got kind of, so it could be possible that you are a Scorpio because that energy makes sense for me too with the water sign I was seeing. But I think that the Novice is so perfect for you in this reading because it's like you have this perpetual innocence about you, this perpetual childlike kind of wonder. And with the Knight of Swords, with unstable curiosity and new skill without practice, like that is the Knight of Swords to a T. It's like you go do something and sometimes you're just like good at stuff and people are like, what? Like you've never done it before. And that makes you attractive. Yeah, you're not stupid, but there's like an ignorance about you sometimes where you like aren't afraid to go do something because you're not thinking about it in like the worst case scenario kind of a way. But yeah, you're very intense, very, very intense with the Scorpio energy. I love that we have this, the Space card, because it was very intense. Like when I was looking at the Space card for you, it's very intense energy that I was talking about, like almost this void kind of an energy. And I think it's interesting we have exposing, purging, and renewing here, because I feel like, again, when I was talking about how you say things without really maybe thinking about them, you might like, I feel like you might be somebody who sometimes says things to people that might hurt their feelings in a way, but I don't know, you say it in such an innocent kind of a way that it's like they can't really fault you for it because you're just kind of viewing what you see like a child would. And some people definitely find that attractive about you. Like there's just this like unapologetic energy to you that makes you very attractive because people wish they could be like that. People wish they could be as intense and just, I don't know, your energy is so interesting. You're very unique. And people just see that and they wish that they could express themselves in the way that you do. So that is what I see for you, group number 2. If this reading resonated, I would love to hear feedback down below in the comments. If you would like a personal reading from me, I do offer them down in the description box in my Etsy. I want to thank you so much for allowing me to read for you today, and we're going to get on to group number 3 now. Hello, group number 3 who chose this pile. This reading is for you. We have this beautiful orange calcite crystal that you picked. So we're going to look at these two cards first for what makes you attractive. So we have Duende and Cleanse. Okay, so very, very intense energy here with Duende. So this is like about creativity, like overwhelming creativity. So I feel like you're somebody who is very interested in the arts, music, art, some kind of creative outlet is very much ingrained into who you are. And you're like so passionate about it that it causes people to kind of either be attracted to you or kind of be repelled by you. Like that is very much your energy. It's like you are so creative and so passionate. It's almost like if people are around you, they either have to step up and join the revolution, the renewal, or they have to, you know, fade away. Like that's very much your energy. And I think it's interesting we have Cleanse because that's very much your energy. It's like purging out the bad and doing so through your creativity. Like you're very much almost like a tortured artist kind of a vibe here. It's like you use like bad things that have happened to you as like your muse. And I don't know, I just see this like artist who's just tortured by, you know, the ghosts of their past, but you use your creative projects as a cleansing, purging kind of a deal. When I first saw Cleanse, I immediately thought that you're somebody who is like clean. Like physically, like I feel like people, even though you're an artist and you're not afraid to get dirty, like people view you as very like clean and like you smell good all of the time. But yeah, you have a very I don't even know how to explain your energy. It's like when people are around you, they either want to better their life or they just want to run away and hide. Like that is your energy. But that's what makes you attractive. You know, people see you constantly trying to purge out your demons through your work. I love this art because it's like this person and they're like holding back this, I don't know, it looks like a giant bird, but it's like, get away from me. I don't know. It's like you're very passionate about your work and how it is healing for you and cleansing for you and renewing for you. You're like a glass of fresh water, a breath of fresh air. Very much that energy. It's like even in the darkest of times, you bring light to a room. So I'm going to pull some tarot cards now just to get some more insight into what makes you attractive. All right, so I have 4 cards here, so let's see what they have to say. 6 of Swords. The Devil. Oh my gosh. Queen of Wands. 2 of Pentacles. You're very, so I like that we have a lot of variety here. Okay, so you're a well-rounded person. So I don't know if you've traveled a lot or like you seem like you are like a worldly person, which just means like you know things, like you're sophisticated, you're well educated, you've either traveled a lot or you went to like college or something like that just makes you aware of more of the things going on just around the world in general. You've experienced things maybe more so than other people. I feel like you're constantly trying to escape without your baggage, but it just keeps coming with you, which again is I feel like what you're trying to do through your art or through however you express yourself is trying to purge away and leave this baggage behind, right? It's like you're trying to escape. but I feel like it's an impossible kind of a thing. But people see you constantly trying to better yourself, even though you've been through some really effed up stuff in the past. The devil, I feel like you're constantly battling things, battling your demons constantly. So I don't know if you have like an addictive personality, or you've succumbed to your vices in the past, but there's something attractive to you in the way that you fight against that. Like, even if it's just like your your family, the history is like basically setting you up for failure in a way, you fight against that. You don't allow that to dictate your life specifically. But again, the devil being here also just kind of reaffirms that tortured artist kind of a vibe that you have going on. Queen of Wands, like, you're sexy, like, you are just physically very attractive. You're somebody who's confident. You're somebody who's like sensual and fiery and passionate. Like, that just makes you so attractive to other people. And Two of Pentacles, I feel like you're constantly juggling things in life, prioritizing. I do feel like you're good at managing multiple things at once. Like, I do kind of see you like running around all crazy trying to get everything figured out, but you always do. You always do. And that makes you attractive, because even though it seems like you have like so much shit going on, and it's like to other people it would be overwhelming, they're like, oh, she's got that figured out, or he's got that figured out. Like, it's very much bad bitch energy. You have bad bitch energy. Like, there's something deep about you because of the traumas and things you've been through in your past that give you this attractive quality, because people I don't know, it gives you this depth that some people don't have. So I'm just going to pull a few more oracle cards just to see what else I can get about you. Okay, so let's see. The Horse, accepting help from another, delegating authority. And we have House 5, passion, play, children, confidence, and creativity. So with the Horse, like, there's something about you that's not afraid to ask for help. Like, you're not, it's interesting because like you can be vulnerable and ask people for help and like seem like you need people's help. But I don't know, I get this vibe that sometimes you might ask people for help so that they feel useful. But I don't know, like, you're not ashamed to ask if you genuinely need help, but you're also somebody that people go to for help. Like, just because you ask for help and are vulnerable sometimes, it doesn't make people look at you as weak. Like, they still see you as somebody that has their shit somewhat together, and they do still see you as somebody they can go to be this authority figure, which is really interesting. Like, it's almost like you being vulnerable and asking other people for help almost strengthens that part of you, that way that people view you in that way. And then I love that we have passion, play, children, confidence, and creativity. Like, you are all of these things. You're very passionate, very confident, and very creative. And you like to play in life. People see you as somebody who's constantly like doing things to appease your inner child, even though it's not necessarily what adults are supposed to do, right? And that makes you very attractive. So that's what I see for you, group number 3. If this reading resonated with you, I would love to hear feedback down below in the comments section. Again, if you would like a personal reading from me, I do offer them down in the description box in my Etsy shop. And I want to thank you so much for allowing me to read for you today. I'm going to get on to the outro now. All right, guys. So that is what makes you attractive. I hope that you guys enjoyed this reading. I had a lot of fun filming it. If you liked this video, I would love if you would subscribe and like the video. I'm really happy with how many subscribers I've gotten so far, so thank you guys so much if you've subscribed to my channel. It means so much to me. But yeah, I love you guys so much. I hope you're having a magical week wherever you are, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.